The attempt to schematically depict the entire universe is an impossible feat due to its colossal size. Additionally, its spiral egg shape complicates everything even more. Nonetheless, here is an attempt by way of visual images to illustrate an overview of what our entire universe looks like, which bears the name DERN-Universe. The universal material belt is that part or belt of the universe where matter exists. That is to say, planets, suns, galaxies, meteors, comets, gases, the entire dark matter, and other things. All of these things exist only within this material belt, whereas no material whatsoever can be found in the internal and external belts, of which there exist 7 in total. The universal material belt is the only portion of the universe we human beings are capable of seeing and exploring. We cannot see anything beyond it, for only total emptiness and blackness reign there. The inner and outer belts beyond our visible material universe are practically endless, and are vast and dark if one excludes the innermost radiant belt where the Big Bang originated approximately 46 trillion years ago, the after effects of which continue to linger within the adjacent belt. The central core constitutes the actual Big Bang location, the Big Bang center. The Ur space is the belt from which emanates the so-called background radiation, which leads back to the Ur core, the actual Big Bang shell. Belt 4 depicts our material universe, that is to say, the part of the entire universe where the galaxies exist with suns, planets, meteors, gases, comets, and so forth. Matter itself is in constant change within the material belt, and it is therefore integrated into the becoming and the passing. For this reason, matter can never be or become as old as the entire universe. At any given time, therefore, only young matter can be found in the material universe. Matter that can be at best a mere 40 or 45 billion years old in a solid and compact state, while the age of the entire universe beyond the material belt, or our material universe, amounts to approximately 46 trillion years. Beginning in the Ur space, matter starts its development and then passes into the universe belt. This matter consists of energy which intermingles with other energy forms that penetrate from the transformation belt. The energy matter from Ur space is positive, while the other matter from the transformation belt is negative. As they join in the material universe, they develop into new energy forms from which, ultimately, coarse matter evolves. In the transformation belt, the fine fluidal energies of the creation belt are transformed into energy forms that already extend into the realm of material energy. In the so-called transformation belt, those forms develop from which matter emerges that later exists in the material belt, hence in our visible DERN universe. The creation belt absorbs the super finest energies from absolute absolutum space, which is located beyond the displacement belt, also called the RAM belt, whose function is to nudge away the walls of other universes that float within the space of the absolute absolutum as well. The displacement belt also performs another function, namely that of absorbing the super finest matter energies from the absolute absolutum space and passing them on into the creational belt, whereby this process provides the entire universe with all the vital energies and it can exist. Although the creation created itself, or rather was created through the Ur idea of the previous Ur creation, one can see that the entire universe nevertheless requires external energies, in this case from the absolute absolutum, upon whose finest energies, ultimately 10 to the power 49 different forms of creation depend in infinite number. Regardless of the fact that the entire creation, universal consciousness, the universe, or whatever one wishes to call the entire universe, is capable of supporting itself, it nonetheless requires some power and energy that enables the universe to achieve this. This power or energy is provided by the absolute absolutum. Only the absolute absolutum is capable of providing the indispensable and fundamental energies to all existing forms of creations within the entire vastness of all creational forms, so that they, in turn, have the capability of being able to support themselves. And yet, even the absolute absolutum is dependent upon an external life energy, which it does not draw from a higher type of creation, but directly from non-space, which human beings call the absolute nothing. The absolute nothing does, however, contain the fundamental, highest, finest energies from which the absolute absolutum self-created itself a long time ago. Here now are the dimensions of the various belts.